My name is Michelle Paris. I'm the SVP of Global Special Projects and Events at Universal Pictures. So what I do on a day-to-day is I oversee all of the film premieres and all of our awards campaigns at Universal Pictures. So every film that comes out that Universal releases, there's usually a red carpet premiere or some sort of event that goes around it to garner publicity, and my team is typically behind that. My day-to-day is all over the place. It's strategy meetings, alignment meetings. It's making sure that the marketing department overall has a clear understanding of what we're doing for a campaign. So there's site visits where we're going and checking out new venues, we're going and checking out new properties, sometimes it's new restaurants since we handle the parties as well. So every week looks kind of different. A premiere is a very, very small piece of it. I think my favorite thing is seeing an event come to life. It's always what I've come back to. I love the grand scale, whether it be the scale of large or small of something that we create. We've put our stamp on it, we've put our creativity on it, we've put, sometimes it's our blood, sweat, and tears into it. And at the end of a night, when you get to see that carpet come to an end and then the talent and the filmmakers walk into the theater, they do the introduction, the movie starts, it's like you've released this like, I've done it. You walk away very proud. It's a very prideful moment. Wicked, the first film, would last November. It was absolutely amazing. It was just, we tried creating a carpet that was immersive and different, and you take, the backdrop of Shiz Yu and you try to figure out how to bring that to life. I mean, it was quite a process, but it ended up being absolutely beautiful and over the top. The Fall Guy was an amazing one just because it was so fun to work on. It was so great to work with the filmmakers and they wanted all these stunts on the carpet because that's what we like to do. We like to do things that have never been done. Sometimes a premiere is great because of the talent you're working with, because they're so willing to do whatever is needed to help that movie. Every person is going to be different that you come in contact with. So my advice always to young people is you want to be around people who are nice. You want to be around people who are supportive. You want to be around people who are lifting you up. Even if I'm not in a great mood, I show up for my team because I want them to know that like we are a core team, we're a core unit. It's the 5 of us. We work across so many different projects, and if we're not all in sync, then we're not working at full capacity. In these like really high stressful situations, and sometimes kindness is the first thing that's chipped away, and I always want to make sure that that is never the case. In my path at USC, I came in as a transfer student, and so I knew that I had a very finite time here, and I transferred as a second semester sophomore, and I wanted to make sure that internships were the most important thing. And so I remember one of the career fairs that happened on campus. I went there, I was so nervous, no resume, no experience, if you will, and I was like, who's gonna take a chance on me? And my goal was always to have multiple internships. I didn't want to get stuck in one because that was my time. This is my time to learn and my turn to grow and to understand what it is I liked. The third internship that I ended up landing was at Fox Searchlight. It's the indie house of what at the time was 20th Century Fox. So they released indie films, and I worked as an intern to one of the national publicists there, and I loved it. Like, it was just the energy of it, working junkets, working premieres, kind of just that crazy organized chaos. I ended up staying there my entire senior year, and I knew at that point that I wanted to be in publicity. And so that sort of just triggered everything that I worked on my senior year moving forward. Because the energy and entertainment, I mean, so you come here to USC, you're here in Los Angeles. It's sort of, how do you know you're going to work in entertainment? I mean, I didn't know when I got here, like, I was going to work in entertainment, but sometimes it's the opportunities that are presented, right? It's like all the internships were somehow focused on entertainment adjacent, whether it be Nickelodeon or this PR agency that I worked on. And I'm not a cinephile, I will admit, but I know that I love events, and I know that I love film events, and I've just been doing it for so long now that I get it and I understand it, but it's something I continue to come back to. My advice is never to stay anywhere for too long. I mean, like, of course, don't bounce around every 6 months, but you want, 2 years, like, have you hit your limit? Are you getting promoted? If you're getting promoted, great, stay. If you're not, if you're still learning, awesome. If you've kind of hit this point where you're not going to get promoted, you've kind of tapped out on all the things that you can learn, it's time for you to go, because you're too young to stay in the same place. I mean, I say it even 20 plus years later, it's networking. I reached out to a ton of USC alumni, like when I was looking for jobs. Hey, I'm a graduating alumni, help me, a lot of it's on your own doing, right? Like, doors are only gonna open if you're actually knocking on them. I took the network of the people that I'd met and really cultivated that versus trying to infiltrate other people. I wanted to focus on who I'd already known and who knew me. When my different positions opened up, it was like, oh, hey, Michelle, I like what you do. I like what your team does. Like, can I learn more? So again, it's not always gonna be a straight line. Sometimes you just need to get your foot in the door. So don't be discouraged if you're not going to land your dream job or your dream internship, because you never know what door is going to open because of that opportunity.